juncture, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the next session is the legacy program presentation to be delivered by my mentor, my role model, and principal, a man of vision and foresight, a man of intellectual prowess, a leader par excellence, a beacon of hope for farmers, the man mandated by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR, to transform Nigeria's agricultural landscape, and who has been discharging his duties with excellence. The man who has successfully separated real farmers from political farmers, and the man who has, for the first time in history, stabilized the prices of staple foods within a short period of time. Ladies and gentlemen, with a thunderous round of applause, please join me in inviting our Honorable Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, CON, to the podium. You're welcome, Your Excellency.
Wow, what an introduction. Thank you very much. I'm really humbled. Anyway, I would like to first and foremost recognize His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Jigawa State, Alhaji Malam Umar Namadi, my colleague and brother, Minister for Livestock, Mala Idi Mukhtar Maiha, the Senior Special Assistant to His Excellency, the President on Agribusiness, Dr. Kingsley Uzoma, and my colleagues in the agricultural sector. I have the ears of Nalda, Shegun Cornelius Adebayo. I also have the ears of the NADF, the National Agricultural Development Fund, Mohammed Abu Ibrahim. Also have the money man, the MD of the Bank of Agri, the newest trillionaire in the country, Mr. Ayo Saturin. And with us also we have the president of the Nigeria Agribusiness Group, Architect Kabiru Ibrahim, my senior special assistants, Manir Umar, Jalwa, and of course Rukeya. Where did you disappear to? Okay, all right. And then we have commissioners from Jigawa State, both for agriculture and also for that of livestock. We also have members of the National Assembly. Pardon me for that oversight, because I'm also part of your constituency, because once a member of the National Assembly, always a member. Distinguished participants, distinguished delegates, I would like to run through. We have a lot to go through. I think we have this is actually a decisive moment. And for us, Nigeria is the heartbeat of agriculture of Africa. We have the largest market. Today, our population stands at about 232 million people. And by 2050, I didn't say that, World Bank said it, that we were projected to be 377. Some say even 400 million. But more than half of our people are under the age of 30, and almost half are women. This is not only a vast market, but also a youthful and a resilient workforce. Smallholder farmers make up 80% of our producers and suppliers, and supply 90% of our food. Isn't that amazing? Those smallholder farmers that have been neglected for over a period of time, because I come from a rural area, and I'm sure most of us do. If they produce 90% of our food, then how come, if you go to your village, you see your village hasn't changed much in the last 40, 50 years? And if food and agriculture contributes anywhere between 24 to 28% of the GDP that we have today in Nigeria, that means that's a lot of money that goes into that system. But then how come the smallholder farmer does not get benefit from the whole amount of money that we're talking about? And that agriculture also employs over 40% of the 232 million. In fact, according to the National Bureau for Statistics, we have over 42 million households that are involved in agriculture value chain. So combined with the rich land, water, and natural resources, Nigeria offers a private sector-driven environment with enormous investment potential. The numbers with rice, maize, sorghum, tomato, tomatoes alone face supply gaps of over $120 million with losses up to 40%. These figures reveal that challenge is not only how much we produce, but how much we are able to store and deliver. In 2024 alone, when you look at the figures that we have here, you could see this is for production of 2024. Rice paddy was 8.6 million tons. Post-harvest losses is 12%. Translates to 1.03 million tons. And the value in US dollars is 404. And you go down maize, soybean, wheat, millet, groundnut, yam, cassava, onion, tomato, and we have a total $10 billion on all the 10 major crops that we see over here. So you could just imagine, within 2 years, you have $20 billion. That's a huge amount of money in terms of the losses. So these losses translate directly into hunger, malnutrition, joblessness, and instability. You could just imagine the waste of resources in terms of land, effort, finance. I'm happy that the money guys are here. Governor is here as well. All the investments that government and the private sector do, you could just imagine that in just 1 year, we lose $10 billion. So when you look at this, storage is therefore not a side issue. It is the missing link in food security. Our response is the Nigerian Post-Harvest System Transformation Program, or NIFAST. It takes a system approach, improving handling, storage, and linkages across all 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory. It prioritizes also cereals, legumes, roots, root tubers, and vegetables. This is staggering drain on livelihoods and on the nation's economy. But the situation is within reach, I believe so. We could do a lot by scaling affordable technologies, such as hermetic bags. We use hermetic bags now for storage, and small metal silos through cooperatives and input dealers. We can save up to 3.5 trillion naira annually in value. That translates to it's actually $3.5 billion. So at the medium scale, we face another gap. Too few aggregation centers, warehouses, and cold rooms in high production zones. Here lies a major opportunity. By supporting agro SMEs and cooperatives with solar-powered cold rooms and well-managed aggregation facilities, we can strengthen value chains, reduce spoilage, and connect farmers more efficiently to processors and exporters. These investments not only reduce waste, but also create jobs, improve incomes, improve livelihoods, and stabilize food prices. The business case is strong and very, very clear. Every year, like I said, Nigeria loses $10 billion to post-harvest inefficiencies. By capturing just 30% of these losses, we can recover 1 trillion naira annually. Policy commitment is firm. Storage is prioritized under the National Agricultural Technology and Innovation Policy, and the Agricultural Promotion Policy, and the 19 silo complexes that are already, 17 that are already under concession. The economics are attractive. Hermetic bags keep losses below 5% with margins up to 20%. Solar cold rooms extend tomato shelf life from 2 days to 3 weeks with a payback of less than 3 years. And aggregation centers consistently deliver returns above 18%. Beyond profitability, investing in storage supports the Sustainable Development Goals, strengthen Nigeria's role as West Africa's food supplier, and aligns with climate-smart development. Because actually, when you look at it, the Nigerian production capacity actually has the potential of feeding 700 million people across from Central Africa to the edge of West Africa, which is actually Senegal. In fact, some products, actually onions, for instance, I remember I had a meeting with the onion producers and processors when we had a challenge early this year, and I advised that we should step down on the cross-border trade. And they said, "Oh, Mr. President, you are here, you are listening to me, thank you. And you said if we do that, the next day the President of Ghana will come to Nigeria to see his friend, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu." And that is how wide, because onions go as far as Uganda on the East Coast and also to Mauritania on the West Coast. So the potentials are there, but it's only when we were able to handle those post-harvest losses that we'll be able to achieve. And like I said, those are really, really huge losses that we see. So the legacy program proposes clear interventions at each tier, at the household and community level, at this SME level, to establish warehouse receipt systems, catalyze SME financing, and scale up solar-powered cold storage. At the tertiary level, upgrade federal silos, and together these interventions will create an integrated, resilient, and profitable storage ecosystem. The financial viability is there and is very clear. The Nigerian Post-Harvest Systems Transformation Program offers a practical and scalable pathway to reduce losses, increase, like I said, farmer incomes, livelihoods, stabilize food prices, strengthen national food security, and by investing in climate-smart agriculture, this is an opportunity for investors. And I look at it, we join hands, and we can actually, all of us, make this work. We, as government, will provide the enabling environment for the private sector to thrive, for the private sector to invest, and we invite investors, partners, and stakeholders to join us in leaving a lasting legacy for Nigeria and for Africa.